Hello friends, welcome into NFL Daily presented by BetDSI. I'm Tom Downey. Alongside me is Mitchell Renz, back with another NFL Mailbag. Mitchell, all the questions coming in from our YouTube channel, so go subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. First up from Raptor, will the Eagles trade Nick Foles during the draft for a top 10 pick? Well, they can't trade him during the draft because they're not going to be able to carry his contract even if they were to franchise tag him for the entire time. I don't think he's worth that much, and frankly, I don't think they're going to trade him at all in the end.
No, I don't. I think it'd be hard for them to trade, but
they're going to try.
Obviously they should definitely try, but I think he can get out of it if he pays like $2 million to basically insert himself into free agency, and I think you're going to see him in free agency. He's going to be the top quarterback, I think, in this year's free agent, class. It's not all that great, though.
It's not a great class, but I think in the end, the Eagles will try to trade Nick Foles. They'll try and work out a deal before his option happens, and that's going to be an issue for teams because, okay, well, he's going to opt out. Then we're going to franchise tag him, start paying this guy $20 million a year, and you want a high pick. His value has gone down since that initial, especially before the start of this season.
Yeah.
When they asked for a lot because they could afford to keep him,
yep.
But they're not going to be able to this offseason.
Very fair.
All right, so let us know if you think the Eagles will trade Nick Foles. Type Y for yes and type N for no. Next up from Ohio State, just wants to go by Ohio State now. Doesn't want the rest of it, just wants to be Ohio State, so I understand that. Ask, will the Bucs draft a quarterback? I think you and I are on the same page here. No.
Yeah, I just don't really...
At least not early.
Yeah, not early, but I think from what I've seen with Bruce Arians, he looks confident that he's going to stick with Jameis Winston, and I'm not the biggest Jameis Winston believer. However, I love Bruce Arians, and I think Jameis Winston and Bruce Arians combination would be really interesting. So Jameis Winston actually has been one of the best quarterbacks in air yards, and when Bruce Arians was working his magic in Arizona,
just chucked it deep.
They just chuck it deep, and hey, I like the mix. And Mike Evans, super talented receiver there. I think if one person can get what he needs out of Jameis, it's Bruce.
All right, Bad Vlogger says, who do the Cardinals draft first overall? I don't think the top of this is that deep. Frankly, I feel good about my first four prospects overall in whatever order you want. Nick Bosa, Quinn Williams, Josh Allen, Ed Oliver. Oliver doesn't make sense at number one. Beyond that, it's a giant cluster. So I put Bosa, Quinn, and Allen, and then why not just trade down as the catch-all there.
That'd be awesome. I think Nick Bosa is the best player in this draft. Not that he doesn't fit the need. He fits really almost any team's need when you're that good. But
pass rusher.
I think Cardinals could trade down. It'd be interesting.
And so who should the Cardinals take number one overall? Note, I am not here at all for any of your outlandish Kyler Murray takes because that's just not going to happen. They drafted Josh Allen, which is why maybe you should trade down. Trade down a couple of spots for a team that wants a quarterback or wants a pass rusher. I think Oakland, if they want to do it, they'd be a good partner for Arizona.
I know. I'm looking at YouTube. Marcus Card says that they should trade it. So
I am on board with a trade. From next up, John Adelphia Eagles. Which head coach is most likely to be one and done? I don't think any of them are going to be one and done. Granted, I didn't think Steve Wilkes was going to be one and done either, so take that for a grain of salt. Fair. But if you make me rank them, here's how I've got them. Adam Gase, if the things just fall apart, the Jets' offense sucks.
You mean Adam Gase?
Yeah. Yeah, the ice thing, exactly. Vic Fangio, if Denver sucks again, because he almost did it with Vance Joseph.
Yep.
I don't know what to make of Cliff Kingsbury. That was a weird hire because you weren't good enough to be at Texas Tech. But an NFL team hired you.
Give him a shot in the NFL.
LaFleur, Arians, I don't think they'll be one and done unless
I'd be surprised.
Unless Aaron Rodgers tries to murder Matt LaFleur, at which point they're always going to side with the quarterback, and maybe Bruce does like a one-year retirement thing. But again, I don't think that's all that likely.
I'd put my money on Gase. Anything that happens with the Jets, you just never know what those guys.
And you worked for them, so you know that.
Yeah, yes I do, unfortunately.
All right, folks, today's show brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Once you sign up and deposit with MasterCard or Bitcoin, DM us on Twitter at ChatSports, and Mitch will get you guys an NFL jersey.
Any NFL jersey of your choice, and if you want to be a big baller, use Bitcoin. Put down 100, get 150 for free. It's at 150% deposit bonus. I seriously challenge anybody watching to find a better deposit bonus because guess what? It ain't happening.
All right, folks, that's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code LIVE120, and then DM us on Twitter at ChatSports if you need any help there with Bitcoin. From Mike Alvarado, Mitch, I'll let you take this one as the host of the Raiders Report. Will the Raiders pick up Montez Sweat?
Pick up? I don't know. Draft?
That's what he means.
I'm kidding, Mike. What's up? I like Montez Sweat a lot, and I would love for the Raiders to be able to get him at pick 24. Here's the thing, though. The Montez Sweat pipe is starting to get a little outlandish, Tom. Now, I like Montez Sweat.
So do I.
Super talented. And he dominated the last two seasons in the SEC. But he's just getting all this buzz now that he could even be a potential top 10 pick, which I think is a little bit too high. But
all he did was do really well at the Senior Bowl, doing what he did at the SEC, which still has concerns about some of his bend and his cornering, which he didn't answer. My favorite part was I read an article. I don't remember who did it. It might have been Yahoo, but they're like, he answered all of his questions about cornering and bending and then linked to a video where he only uses strength. And I'm like,
yep,
thank you for proving my point that that's not what's going on here.
Fair enough.
All right, guys, subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/chatsportstv. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, we'll just hit the button. It's right there for you. We'll have all kinds of NFL coverage, news, rumors, draft stuff, free agency, and stuff like our live mailbag and Q&As like we're doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in this, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We're doing more live videos, and once we get to 100K, Tom said he's going to dye his hair.
That's not at all ever been said. You are a propagander of fake news.
Nope, we have video, we have proof.
No, we don't. All right, Clutch Up TV. Any chance of the Cowboys picking up Tyler Eifert? I don't know if they would. I like the idea for like 18 different teams of taking a flyer on Tyler Eifert because if he stays healthy, he's going to put up big numbers. The problem is, Mitch, Tyler Eifert is never, ever healthy. Has had a chance to play 96 NFL games, regular season only. Has missed 55% of them.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Imagine me calling off work 55% of the time.
You don't have a job anymore.
Exactly. I understand that Tyler Eifert is super talented, but if the dude's never on the field, come on. I don't know.
So I take the flyer on him, but I'm not exactly banking on him being the be-all, end-all to any tight end promise for your team, the Cowboys, or whomever. Gucci Boy, do you think the Niners should pursue Earl Thomas and Anthony Barr? I think Anthony Barr would be a great scheme fit for the Vikings if they use him properly. So we'll focus here on Anthony Barr. And I am curious about this because he was a 4-3 linebacker for Minnesota, and he was fine there, not the best in coverage. But at UCLA, he was a pass rusher.
Yep.
And in his 2 years as an edge defender, 41.5 tackles for loss, 23.5 sacks. I don't know if he'd be an ideal Leo for the Niners in that scheme, but I'd like to see him try it. I think he can. And even for Barr, off-ball linebackers don't get paid as much as edge rushers.
I mean, I think he's talented enough to do it, and at the end of the day, what do the 49ers really need? Someone to get after the quarterback. So if Anthony Barr can step in and do that, I mean, if you did it at UCLA, I think he's just one of those players that he can play so many different positions, and that's what the Vikings asked him to do.
Or you can keep him at linebacker and still let him kind of be maybe a bit more frequent third down edge guy.
Fair, but I mean, also, once he starts seeing, I think, what some of these other players are going to start making in free agency, maybe he'll decide to be an edge rusher.
All right, Tristan Christensen says, do you think the Eagles want to let Ronald Darby walk, or they just won't be able to bring him back with their current cap space? I think if you would ask every NFL team, they'll say, we would like to bring back every single player we've ever had with like a couple of exceptions.
Sure.
But I think it's the last part that makes more sense. The way their cap is set up with Nick Foles and having to cut a bunch of players just to get back under the cap, I don't think they'll bring him back. And I think they'll be okay. For now, we'll put Darby at just a cornerback one because that allows Jalen Mills to step up. Rasul Douglas has shown flashes. Avonte Maddox might play safety or nickel or strong or everywhere across the secondary. He'll be a starter somewhere if they cut Rodney McLeod and let Corey Graham walk. And maybe Sidney Jones can finally get back on the right track despite injuries, kind of ruining his career so far.
And I like, Darby. He's really talented. He's maybe one of the better cornerbacks that's going to be available.
It's not a good free agent crop.
But I think if I'm Darby, I'm like, all right, I have the potential to be the top cornerback on the market, and he could probably get paid way more than what he should.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, guys. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Get us to 100K subscribers. You guys aren't going to find a better channel out there. News and rumors, all kinds of stuff out there. So go subscribe right now. YouTube.com/chatsportstv. Mitch, get us to 100K, right?
Get us to 100K, and once we get to 100K, let Tom and I know what you want us to do because we can do some crazy things on the show.
He'll do a lot of crazy stuff. I might not.
That's the thing, though. This isn't about Tom and I. It's about everybody watching. It's about everybody. The more people we get to watch, the more fun we get to have. Also, come by for the Super Bowl. We're going to be live for that as well.
All right, next up from Ruben Morales. Do you think the Patriots will re-sign Trey Flowers? And if you think they won't, who will Trey Flowers play for next year? If I'm the Patriots, I would try to re-sign Flowers, and he's not really a 10-sack guy, but he is a pretty steady 7-sack player who's effective against the run. That tends to get you paid in the NFL. I think they'll try. Mitch, I do have one team in particular that I think makes a ton of sense for Trey Flowers if he leaves New England. How about the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, I mean, he was there before with, Patricia, and he's worked with them. I like the Oakland Raiders as an interesting fit, too, because obviously they need some help. And shout out to Ruben. Ruben always blows me up on Twitter, so shout out to you for watching, man. But Trey Flowers, I think, is super talented. But again, I think this is just the case in point where there's so much talent right now that could be potential free agents that Trey Flowers is very good, and he's kind of getting pushed down the ranks a little bit.
He is.
But I don't know. I would love Trey Flowers on my team. I know that much.
Aiden Messerly, will Patrick Mahomes put up similar numbers from 2018
No.
as I merge my words there?
No.
You say no, and you're probably right because you don't find many quarterbacks that throw for 5,000 yards and 50 TDs in back-to-back seasons or ever, but maybe we shouldn't doubt him at all.
So this is the only thing I'm going to say. When you go back and you look at quarterbacks who have won the MVP, right, and then you go what they've done like the very next season, it's actually like much different. So Peyton, the year he threw for 55 touchdowns, the next year it was like 39. The year Rodgers threw for like 46, the next year it came down. Like the touchdown numbers come down by about, it's like 19%. I don't know if that's the exact right number, but
Regression to the mean.
I mean, if he throws 50 touchdowns again, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be insane to me. Insane.
How many NFL MVPs will Patrick Mahomes win, Mitch?
He's young.
Yeah.
He's really young. Let's go with 3.
See, 3's a lot.
Three's a lot.
Brady's won 3, Aaron's won 2, Breeze has still yet to win 1, Peyton's won
that's a
5.
shame.
So anything even 2 to 3 is a lot of MVPs to win.
Well, I think he's
That's
going
a
to win
lot.
1, so that means he just got to win 2 more his entire career.
Question, will his unbelievably great first year set up unfair expectations of, oh, this is his baseline if he doesn't reach that he had a down year? Because I kind of think that's what's going to happen for the media.
Sure.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, if he comes out and throws 40 touchdowns next year and people look at it as being bad, we have serious problems.